It's April 22nd, 2026. I am at Joel Pearl, thejoelpearl.com on Blue Sky, and it's time to get in the weeds. A wonderful Wednesday, a sunny and beautiful Wednesday. The weather has come back to normal here in Toronto, and it makes me very happy. Jeremy Lambert is here. My happiness is quelled. How are you doing today, pal?
Tired. I was up late watching hockey.
Yep.
But that's about it. I'm here though. I'm good. I'm just tired.
I feel you. I'm tired too. My watch was saying that I got 7 hours of sleep, which is a lot for me, but I do not feel like I got 7 hours of sleep. It's not good.
I did not get 7 hours of sleep.
That's fine. 'Tis the season for you. Every day you're like, I'm going to get more sleep, and then suddenly you remember that your teams are playing.
I knew I wasn't going to get more sleep out of this. So I was so mad that everything ran together. I was like, oh, cool, WrestleMania week. Great, not going to sleep then. Oh, great, my teams are in the playoffs. And they're late start games because and OKC's only in like Central, but they start late because it's still like a Western Conference team, and they're playing Phoenix, so that's going to be late. And the Avs are a late start, and then they're playing LA, so that's a late start too. So I knew that it was going to be late starting games. But then when you have 20-minute delays because the fans break the glass and then the game goes to overtime, it's like, I ain't go to sleep till 2 o'clock. The game didn't end until 2 o'clock. I didn't go to sleep till like, I don't know, 2:45 or so.
That's wild. Fans are awful everywhere. What is wrong with all of these fans? Why can't anyone just behave?
I mean, they were just banging on the glass. Like, that's
awful.
Every fan does that. The glass just broke.
Stop doing that.
Okay.
Stop being fans who do things that could become time consuming for others. Just sit there quietly. Dude, the Japanese do it right. They're respectful. They sit. When it was COVID, they were only allowed to just golf clap, maybe stomp your feet. No mouth noises. No mouth noises. Stop making mouth noises. Stop slamming the glass till it breaks. People. The worst. I'm telling you. This is how everyone should act like I do in a press box, which is no reaction.
I saw people get mad that people like cheering in the press box at WWE.
That's every single time there's a press box anything, someone gets upset that something happened. Someone reacted. Oh, you don't do that in real sports. Like, brother, like, who cares at this point? I could be one of those people who complain about it because I am a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to working media, but like, I'm not going to stop someone from being a fan. They're there to do what they do, and I'm there to do what I do. How I conduct myself is for my own outlet. I don't care what, if Jeremy worked for another one and he wanted to jump up and down and scream, "This is awesome." Sure. Have fun, man. Do what you want to do. Who cares?
I always thought it was like, whatever. It's wrestling, so to me it's not a big deal. But yeah, I was brought up with the no cheering in the press box, so I try not to cheer in the press box. I mean, not that I've actually been to a WWE press box or anything, but even AEW, where you're in like the fan section, essentially, like I try not to cheer there when I'm at the AEW events. But whatever, who cares? It's pro wrestling. No one's gonna be like, they cheer when when Tony comes into the room, when the new champions come into the room. Like, that's just the same to me. Like, should you do it? Again, I was brought up differently, but I understand. We're all fans. It's not a real sport. Sorry,
it's not. That's fine. It's entertainment. Like, and it's just how your outlet expects you to be. If you want to go and cheer, go and cheer. But yeah, no cheering in the press box is how I usually do it. There are certain things that I will react to, but I'll never react to the degree that some people will play up to on their socials when they're showing you like, oh my gosh, like Roman Reigns wins the title, and they're like, oh my god, this is amazing. And that's not me, and that's fine if it's for you and it gets your brand out there and you're reacting because it's part of what you want to do. Go for it. That's your cup of tea. If I see something shocking, I'll be like, oh shit, okay. Like, that is the extent of my reaction. If it's surprising, I will just be like, oh, okay, cool. But no, if I'm at an indie event and I'm not covering it, or if I'm at an indie event and I'm just kind of like everyone else is into it, I'll clap. I will show certain reaction to certain things, but everybody's different, man. I'm just there to just be part of the show, man. It's all part of the show, right?
It's all part of the show. Yeah.
Anyway, we've had enough. I've had enough talk about how to conduct ourselves. So while you're doing that, go conduct yourselves a thumbs up on this video, would you? It's a Wednesday, and everyone's very confused as the fact that it's Wednesday. My wife this morning was just like, "Oh, it's only Wednesday." Saw other people on socials being like, "It's only Wednesday," and I'm like, "Yeah, hell yeah, it's Wednesday. Let's go." I hope this week goes slower, so I don't have to worry about the weekend coming up, because it's a busy one for me on a personal level. So let's not do it. Either way, go ahead, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. What's wrong with you? And finally, you can donate a super chat. Any amount, get your question or statement read on the air. Mocha City Abish, Jeremy's pal. Is that Micah? That's Micah.
Yeah, Micah.
Morning, fellas. My Avalanche are 2-0, but nerve-wracking, of course. My Canadiens are 1-1 heading home. I'm tired as hell, but I'm glad to be listening to you guys. Glad you're listening to us, too. By the way, I hate the Tampa Bay Lightning. You and the rest of the hockey world, not in Tampa Bay. Thank you, Micah.
Yeah, Micah, like the first two games have been not as clean as you would hope. I mean, it's 2 wins. You can complain. You can't complain about being up 2-0, but usually our high power offense ain't looking so high power, but at least our defense is locked in against a terrible ass Kings offense. The overtime last night was I didn't need that coming off of Wrestlemania week and the 20-minute delay. Like, gosh, this is just going to be a long game. Fortunately, Nick Waugh ended it kind of early, but 2-0's 2-0, so feeling good about things. Team's playing well. Canadians and Lightning series has been a lot of fun. I watched that game last night as well. That went to overtime. Tampa Bay won that one. And Boston and Buffalo has been, the first game was really good. Yesterday was not as quite as like full on entertaining because it was a 4-0 game until Buffalo scored 2 late goals. But Boston had a goal where Morgan Geekie backhand dumped it in from center ice, and it caught the Buffalo goaltender. It took a short hop on him and went in the net, which you never want to see goals like that if you're a fan of a team. You never want to see your goaltender just get beat on a short hop puck there from center ice. So that was a tough break for Buffalo. I watched a little bit of Utah and Vegas too between the Avs game, and that looked like it was a good game, and Utah ended up pulling that one out like 6 minutes left in the third. They scored to go up 3-2. So it's been a good playoffs so far. Basketball playoffs have been good too. Watched what I watched last night. I watched Wemby get a concussion. That looked like it sucked. Best wishes to him, man, because that look. Do I want to play the Spurs in the playoffs? No, I don't play any team in the playoffs. It'd be cool if we just like handed us the championship and we moved on with our lives. But yeah, I don't want to see the top players like get hurt either, especially like a major kind of injury like that. And that looked rough. Like he was completely knocked out. He took basically 2 shots to the jaw. It didn't look good at all. So yeah, best wishes to him. But I watched that game. Blazers ended up coming back to win that. Sixers won last night. That was a good win for them. And then Houston Rockets are some trash. Absolute trash. Kevin Durant has lost 7 straight playoff games, everybody. 7 straight. Fraud. Get him out of the Hall of whatever. Fraudulent. Fuck Kevin Durant.
Wow. Tell him how you really feel. I mean, I guess you kind of did. The Suns aren't doing so well in the plaffs.
They're down 0-2.
Down 0-2. That overtime game kind of that sucked. That was a heartbreak for Ottawa, but it is what it is.
Ottawa played well that game.
Yeah.
I thought Stahl had control on the play they called offsides, so I thought it should have been over then. I understand why they called like the penalty shot, because like you still call the penalties even if the play is deemed illegal in retrospect, but it was just so funny to me that they called the penalty, but the only reason that play happens is because the guy was offside. So like if there's ever a time to like take away that call, it would be that play. It's not like it was offsides and then 2 minutes later there was a penalty because of like zone time and there was no touch and everything. It was like the penalty was directly because of that offside play, which you deemed to be offside. But I understand the rule. It's just funny to me that that's how that happened. But they go back to Ottawa. I think they might have a little bit of confidence after the last game. No, we'll see.
Would be nice. We're going to find out. And then the Ducks and Edmonton play tonight. So see how that
first
goes.
game was really fun.
It was. Yeah. I'm hoping the Ducks find their footing and, you know, bring it to Edmonton, continue to press and score some more goals. So that's the name of hockey. But and then I think the Raptors are they down 0-2 or just 0-1?
They're down 0-2. They're cooked.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, that team's done.
That's fine. But listen, if there's one thing we know about Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, they got two things going for them: nothing and AI, which is also nothing. So there's that. Oh my gosh. Anyway, hey, by the way, we're going to be joined by the latest MLW signing in about 40 minutes. Big Damo's signed up with MLW. Looking forward to chatting with him. This is his first American contract since WWE, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been a few years. He was just stateside to work Vegas, but other than that, he has not been stateside very much in the last few years, and looking forward to seeing what he wants to bring into MLW, and maybe if that'll bring him to North America a little more frequently. But looking forward to Damo. He's going to be here at 11, and we'll talk about God knows what until then, because I don't know, man. You and SP3 yesterday, you touched on Raw, and we talked a little bit. You did about the fans at WrestleMania week and how people are learning about some of the experiences that wrestlers and fans had over Mania week. Can we touch on that for a second?
Sure.
So there was the report from Fightful Select that effectively surmounted to talent not happy, except for one person who was like, "It's WrestleMania week. What do you expect?" Which I thought was a pretty dog shit thing to say if you're working for WWE. But
who was that? Cody?
Name was left unsaid, but yeah, I heard the conversation about Cody, and yeah, it could very well have been Cody. Regardless, if you go over to Fightful Select to hear all about it, I'm not going to read it verbatim, but effectively, it was the feeling was that WWE talent was not put in enviable positions this year with the talent returning to Park MGM. And something that I noted on Twitter, which like surprised the hell out of me, was going into Mania when they announced the Dolby Live shows. I said, oh, I guess that means A, they're going back to Park MGM for talent, and B, they are going to say that Park MGM is the official hotel of WrestleMania, because they did it last year with Fontainebleau. And I was not for the Fontainebleau. I did not like last year where they said Fontainebleau is the place where WrestleMania is happening and all the events and blah, 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 and the superstars will be there, and so can you. Jeremy, I'm eating those words. In hindsight, Fontainebleau being the official hotel of WrestleMania ended up being the best thing for talent, despite having to deal with fans in the same hotel space as them and knowing that it was happening. You know what they had at Fontainebleau that they had seemingly none of at Park?
Security. And knowing that there was a run of show, knowing that there was an actual itinerary for security and staff at Fontainebleau to know when things were happening and when they needed their staff to be in the right positions to keep people safe and keep people at a distance when people who are more public facing were around. That was at Fontainebleau. Park MGM, they did not have any of that. It was just a regular week for them. They just happened to be hosting the people who are coming in for the largest wrestling event of the year, and to them, it clearly wasn't as important. Now, it should land on TKO that they bring in more security to supplement what's lost from last year. Clearly, that's not what happened. And I think moving forward is just like people are starting to negotiate things like buses and transportation into their contracts and comp tickets and certain conversations. I think security is going to start working in. Personal security will get starting to be worked in to certain WWE superstar contracts moving forward. And I don't blame them for that. It was a real big mess by all accounts, and it could have been better handled. I'm very surprised that it turned out the way it did, given the fact that they had last year to do it properly and do it in a way that when I was at Fontainebleau for anything I was doing, there was security and staff everywhere I turned. And I always had to explain or be in the places I needed to be. Otherwise, I was told
I was never told to beat it, but I saw people being told to beat it effectively. So there was a big lack of security this week and this year, and kind of shameful on TKO's part.
These fans just gotta stop. And TKO's gotta be better. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's very upsetting to hear wrestlers, like the actual like wrestlers and stuff, hear about how they were assaulted and stalked in the bathroom and everything. And I'm thinking, like, if you're doing this to, no knock on Booker T and Sean Waltman, but like if you're doing this to Booker T and Sean Waltman, like I can't imagine what they're trying to do to some of these other wrestlers. I mean, we saw the video with Elena Black, who accused the guy of sexual assault, grabbing her ass, and I can't imagine what some of these fans are doing to some of the female wrestlers that are out there. And I'd like to say, well, like, oh, well, at least, some of the WWE superstars have, like, the security and stuff, but those are the ones getting mobbed the most, and clearly they don't have that much security. So get better security, get, private, whatever you got to do. I don't know how you take care of it, but there are definitely measures that can be used to take care of it that they're clearly not doing, because this stuff has happened. And a lot of people got to be better to ensure that this stuff doesn't continue to happen. I think fans should be allowed to get punched in the face without repercussions if they're going to do stuff like this. I said this yesterday. I'm sure you saw the CM Punk video. That dude was lucky that Punk only smacked that phone down. Like, Punk should have caught him in the face, honestly. And
I've seen some prominent people in media who are not, one-sided when in their fandom, say that Punk was in the wrong, and I wholly disagree with them. And these are smart people that I actually quite like, and their reasoning was it was Keller. Wade Keller was talking about this, and his stance on it wasn't. First of all, and you got to know,
doesn't he have heat with Punk though?
I don't think he does.
Okay.
If he does, then this is news to me. I don't know.
I don't want to put that out there.
That's fair. Punk is an acquired taste for a lot of people, especially those who have known or interacted with him over the years. I think what it came down to was either a misreading of the situation from Keller, from Wade specifically, misreading the scenario versus giving an opinion on what he saw and how it was reacted to by others. Punk, to me, was in the right. I understand the feeling of you're public facing and it looks bad to react this way compared to how Jacob Fatu or Drew McIntyre, Royce Keys, or anyone who handled it differently without resorting to smacking a phone out of hands. I think if you compare it to the two, I understand the point. However, I still very much disagree, and I think Punk was in the right because that allegedly fan, was told, hey, stop filming and give these people space. They are trying to have a moment. And when they moved into a more comfortable space that they thought would be out of the way, the fan followed them. And for that, they were warned once. And the second time, they were forcibly smacked their phone out of their hand. That's why I don't agree with Wade. And I see where he's coming from, but I do not think he's right.
When the first video came out, I think there could have been siding with the fan of... Because the first video was just the end of it, and you just see Punk walk over and smack the phone away, and it's like, oh, that seems a little harsh. You can tell like he's filming AJ and Bailey. I was like, that seems a little harsh that Punk is going over doing that. But we don't know the reasoning behind it. We just see Punk doing that, and then but like when the fan video comes out, that's why I was like, this dude made it worse on himself because he looks terrible in this. He's already getting too close to them as they're hugging. They're moving away, and he is following them. And then Bailey tells him to go away, and then like try to get her hand up into the phone. And then Punk comes over and smacks the phone. Like, man, you've essentially gotten at least 2 strikes. They have moved away from you, So take a hint. And if you can't take that hint, take the hint of go away. And then at that point, like, yeah, third strike, Punk should have punched him out.
I think Punk showed restraint at the end of the day because, like you said, there were multiple warnings, and the most okay of ways to react was to smack the phone out of his hand. If he had physically assaulted him, well, now we're in a different conversation. To which Punk still would have been in the right to many people, myself included. But it was just a bad week from the security standpoint. And I saw someone in the chat mention maybe MGM oversold security to WWE. They didn't, because WWE has been doing business with MGM for years, probably decades now. They are aware of what what's available to them every time they visit, especially WrestleMania week.
And people were saying like, oh, Punk, you know, he's a hothead and all of this stuff. Like, you know, like his history speaks for itself. But let's also continue to contextualize this whole thing of this dumbass fan is like, oh, I get it. He was upset because he lost to Roman Reigns in the main event. Like, I'm pretty sure Punk doesn't like really care that he had to lose this wrestling match at WrestleMania. Like, he knew days ago he was gonna lose this match. If he was smart, he probably knew the moment Roman won the Rumble that he was about to lose this match at WrestleMania.
He knew January 31st that he was losing this wrestling match.
So I think Punk probably had enough time to get in his feelings about, yeah, I got to lose this match. He came out yesterday. He was happy. He was like, I ain't sad. It's fine. You expect me to crash out? Like, no. Sorry, the day after, whatever. But, like, let's contextualize of, I don't think it had anything to do with like losing the match or anything like that. You got to remember that this dude has probably been dealing with this stuff all week. I mean, his whole life really, but like really all week. Like think of how like to the point where you get to Sunday night, think of how much stuff AJ and Punk and anybody they've hung out with have probably dealt with all of these fans. And now you get to Sunday night. It's the last night. I guess they were probably there Monday as well, unless they flew out immediately after Raw. But it's right after WrestleMania. The main show is over. You're kind of coming down off of that. And then like you're just trying to have a moment with your friends. And for the 1,000th time in 72-hour period, people want to shove a camera in your face. And it's like, yeah, you're probably a little pissed off by that point. Like you've been on your best behavior, maybe, all weekend. And it's like, now we're just trying to, it's over, it's done with. And now like more people are still like doing this stuff. Like that's where, again, this is maybe I'm defending Punk, maybe I'm not, but I feel like I am of like, I give him more grace there of like, yeah, dude, this dude's been dealing with this shit for like 4 days now. He should. And now it's finally like, just fuck off. Like go away. As Bailey told that dude, like you gotta be tired of it by that point. And so he should have punched the dude.
We should ask Damo if we've ever punched a fan at a hotel.
We should ask Damo about like fan experience and stuff. I mean, Damo, he was there during some heights. Damo isn't. No, I don't feel like I'm saying anything mean here. Damo is not CM Punk as far as his level of celebrity in the wrestling world, but
he's much bigger. Physically.
I mean, true, physically he is much bigger, but you know, I imagine Damo's probably. I mean, Nikki's dealt with some stuff, and Damo's probably been around for that. So, yeah, you said he was in Vegas this past week.
Yeah, he was. I was going to ask him if he ended up going to Mania because he worked the Progress show.
Okay, so yeah, he was in Vegas, so he was probably there with Nikki, and they probably dealt with stuff. So, 100%, let's ask Damo about. What was your experience like here at Vegas this past week? How did that work for you?
Well, I got a half hour till we do that, so it's in my notes. The one of the last things that I'll say with the security stuff is, again, one of the funny or interesting things with Fontainebleau is that they have multiple points of access, and they have places where stars who are coming in, or at least celebrity people, whoever's working the casino, whoever's part of the whoever's just high end to their clientele, they have special entrances for them. They do have VIP entrances. They do have tunnel entrances, whatever you want to call it. That was one of the things that last year was advantageous, is that some of the hallways, some of the floors were just blocked off to fans. Doesn't seem this way with Park this year. Park, it was, you can go floor to floor, and when you found out who, if you get into an elevator with one and you see them press a number, then you assume that everyone else is on that floor. So you just knock on every door, and it's the way stuff happened in the 80s, and it's not the 80s anymore. Then things have changed drastically. So the fact that there was just no real consideration put in to have anyone covered is it's serious, because it only takes one legitimate incident to have to reconfigure the entire security of an entire company. And it shouldn't have to come to that. It should always be at the forefront of their mind, especially going into busy weekends like this, where the talent comes first and their safety is paramount. It's the show doesn't happen without them. There's no backup, according to the guy who writes the show. So you can't go messing around with that. And also, I was going to say, also in our Fightful Select report, there was reported that some talent booked their own hotels that were not Park, because they didn't want to deal with the bullshit. And you know what? To those people, if you did that, smart. They probably booked the Horseshoe so they can go to all the collective events, so I get it. But at the same time, it's like, wherever you did book, if you were smart enough to get off the Park train and go somewhere else, probably in your best interest. You got to be away from most of the hubbub.
It is, I don't want to say baffling, but this is $1 billion corporation, and the fact that they can't take care of the talent better than this, when this is something like all sports players and stuff deal with. Like, you don't hear about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander being, there's been stuff that has like happened to like players' homes and stuff, but he's not getting stalked in like a bathroom and physically assaulted and everything, just like walking through a hotel and stuff. Like, they have security, they have whatever it might be to keep fans in order, to keep fans in line, to protect all of these guys. And I know like wrestling is just a much different beast in a lot of ways than other sports. And I think one of the biggest things is like kind of the convention aspect of it, because I don't follow other sports like conventions because I don't have to like deal with that. Like, I know Fanatics has like their Fanatics Fest and everything, and so you have like star players there, but do they have like big conventions at like the Super Bowl? I mean, Super Bowl is actually like a good example. You don't hear football players coming out and being like, Emmitt Smith isn't coming out and being like, yeah, the security was god awful and all these fans were terrible and just like I got harassed all week. And maybe they just don't say anything, but it doesn't feel like it's certainly on the level of what it is in wrestling. So you got to find, like you say, like you got to find better ways to protect the people who you're building the shows around. Because I know, they say like the fans are the most important aspect of the show. The fans are going to run themselves off. So they're going to run the wrestlers off. And then there's not going to be any fans because all the wrestlers are gone.
Then it'll just be Triple H delivering a soliloquy in the ring to nobody.
Him and Cody. Cody's like, the fans keep showing up. They keep wanting autographs.
I still can't believe that face from Monday. Just Cody's face.
He got messed up.
Beat up. He got messed up. I was like, did you do the bus tour or not? People said he didn't. People said it was canceled, but I can't find confirmation that it was or wasn't. And if it was, like, I get it. But if it wasn't,
I saw the WWE World stuff was canceled. I don't know about the bus though.
I feel like the bus was such a because it was only limited to 20 people because it's a bus, 25 people. I feel like that's a little more. It's more insular. You can just send an email because 25 on a Twitter platform of billions, you're not going to find that needle in a haystack. So I don't know. I don't know if they
It's,
canceled it or not.
I mean, that's partially. The other thing is, I feel like you could, as long as Cody was okay. He took a photo with somebody. We saw that photo circulating.
Yes. Yeah.
So he did something with somebody.
It may have been a park. He was probably at the hotel.
I feel like if Cody was like okay enough, yeah, you can get like 15, 20 people in there, and like those fans are probably like extremely excited. They don't care if Cody's got this busted up eye and stuff. They're probably like, this adds to the experience. This is awesome. Like, I'm getting Cody with, he's looking like this. And also, like, it's easy to refund WWE World stuff because, you know, it's a couple $100. Like, trying to refund like $10,000 is, you know, kind of. I did see like the email. I don't know if it was fake or not, but of like, you can put it towards something else, but if you go under, you will not be refunded that money. Like, that seems like grounds for like a lawsuit. So I don't know if that was like a real thing, because otherwise you're spending $10,000 on a different WWE experience, and you probably, I mean, maybe you want it, maybe you don't, but like you're buying this thing for Cody and his bus. You don't want to. Again, maybe you do, but one, what else is there that's $10,000 that they're charging? I guess you could put it towards like
making pasta with WWE superstars in Italy,
or tickets of like, hey, can I get like $10,000 worth of tickets? Then like, it seems more difficult though than just go do the thing. Cody's got a busted eye. Like, Cody's a pro, right? If there's one thing Cody is very good at, it is like these meet and greet style things and being personable no matter the situation, no matter if it is his eye, he can't see out of one of them.
He doesn't have to give a tour. He just has to talk. Do you imagine he's like, and out this side is, I can't see. Can somebody tell me what's out on the right side of the screen? Oh man, the Grayson Waller pasta experience. I did hear somebody talk about the SummerSlam packages are like close to 10 grand in some cases. So
I don't believe it, but
you can put the money to that.
Sure, but this also implies that like you want to go to Minnesota for SummerSlam and you're willing to spend on that as well. Like, I mean, maybe you can, sure. If you're spending $10,000 on a Cody bus tour, like, you probably have the means to do this kind of stuff. But that's also, it's a different logistical proposition, right? Like, you're there in Vegas, you've already spent your money on this, and now it's like, oh, now I gotta spend money to go to the SummerSlam where I was not intending to go to SummerSlam, or I can't go to SummerSlam or Survivor Series or wherever you might be going. Like, it's just, it can be more difficult. So I don't know. We don't even know if it was canceled because I don't know if that email was fully legit, especially the part of if you don't spend up to your money, like, you will not be refunded. So again, that seems like grounds for a lawsuit.
Yeah, and someone in the chat saying that was the world stuff about transfer and refunding.
Okay. That makes a little bit more sense with World, but because you can just transfer that, I assume, to like multiple meet and greet type of thing for Sunday, since that's when Cody was going to be there, instead of underselling yourself. And that was, probably only like a couple $100 again compared to $10,000.
There you go. They're doing the names on canvas for SummerSlam. There you go. One more time.
Of course they are. They're gonna keep
doing it. That's the Elite Plus.
Sure.
Yeah. Spend a ton of money for there's some stuff.
They're gonna make their money however they can, man. They just are.
Post meet and greet with SummerSlam winner. Post SummerSlam meet and greet with a winner from one night of SummerSlam. It's gonna be like someone who won a singles match for non-title. It's gonna be great.
I mean, they're gonna get their biggest talents on there. And if you bought that and you had no idea who you were gonna get for WrestleMania, we're about to bury somebody here. Like, who would be like the most disappointing person you could meet from the winners of WrestleMania?
Finn Balor.
Nah, Finn would be cool.
Finn would be fine. I show speed. No, he lost.
They lost, yeah.
The Usos in LA Knight. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
Jake would be fun. Penta would be fun.
Yeah.
Rhea.
Yeah, Rhea would be fun. With the tag champs. Oh, you get Paige and
Paige and Brie.
yeah. Get Brie mode. Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like most of the winners from
Opa.
Oba would be sweet if they're beating
Yeah.
Brock. Like, I feel like you're in a good spot with you get one of the winners. Again, they don't use Trick would be awesome. Like they don't use like the low people for these big events. No offense to this person. No offense. But like if you're going because they only have nowadays 2 matches on PLEs. But if you're going and it's like, oh, you get a winner from one of these shows, and then I don't want to bury anybody. That's the problem. Like, I don't want to say anybody, and then like I come off like a jerk on this. So maybe I won't say anything.
Here's Gunther. I don't want to be here, but I won my match.
Gunther would actually be kind of personable. Like I actually think Gunther's good in that kind of settings.
But he's got to be in character.
That's fun. And you get like JD McDonough, then it's like, this guy sucks. But
a whole room of people being like, ladies and gentlemen, he won his big match tonight. JD McDonough, and everyone just like, oh, like just a room full of people just all of a sudden going, oh.
Like JD McDonough would be kind of like, this kind of sucks. Like, I think Dragon Lee would kind of be the same way, but I just don't know like how personable Dragon Lee is. He seems like a nice dude, but I don't know like how many people would be like super excited to see Dragon Lee and how good he would be at that kind of thing. But everybody else, like, and they didn't even win. Everybody else is like, yeah, it's probably pretty good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Austin Theory.
They're gonna that would suck. They're gonna put like they're gonna blow off the Natalya and Maxine feud at SummerSlam, and then just to have Natalya do all of that stuff. Natalya would be great at it, mind you, but I imagine if you're a fan and you're like, oh, I'm gonna get one of the winners from SummerSlam, and you see like Roman and Seth and Braun Breaker and CM Punk and Cody and just like all these top names and stuff, and like Natalya walks in, I imagine you'd be just like pretty disappointed.
I like Natty. That's upsetting.
No, I like Natty too, but
we're not actually.
Come on.
Don't worry, it was never going to happen in the first place. He has me blocked on Twitter. It's okay. Oh man.
No, I think Natty's fantastic, but
yes,
I think even she would admit that she's not at the level of everyone I just mentioned.
It's true. And I wanted to clarify for the audio crowd. It's not Natty. Natty does not have me blocked on Twitter. JD McBighead does.
No.
But, 2020 was a time, wasn't it? I'm also blocked. That's when I got blocked. But, yeah. When's TK coming on ITW to bury... What is this? Admania. I was like, what is Admania? Admania. He knows where to find us. He's more than welcome to join us. Maybe he wants to announce a pay-per-view with us. Maybe he wants to
I've given up on Tony Khan being on this show.
Maybe he wants to announce the location of that show that everyone on Reddit got wrong, by the way. If you were listening on Monday, someone posted a Reddit thread afterwards being like, Joel Pearl and Andrew Zarian said that this show is going to be in this city. I had to out myself on Reddit and say, hey, that's not what we said. And it's not happening in this city. And then I had to do it on Blue Sky too.
Wait, what happened?
People on Reddit, on the AEW subreddit, said that we said that the AEW show in July is happening in Quebec City. And I had to go on Reddit, out myself, because I don't have a burner. I just use my own account. And I was like, hey, first of all, thanks for the coverage. Two, I have to out myself here. I'm one of the people on that show, and that's not what we said.
I don't remember what we said, so
we made enough allusions to not Quebec City that
okay.
For some reason someone just ran to Quebec City. I was like, what the what? And then it made its way over to Blue Sky, and I had to.
All this sounds terrible. Stop watching the show, you dummies.
Yeah, stop watching the show. gonna watch it, at least ask me. Someone did, and I just ignored it. But anyway, sorry. You'll find out when you find out soon enough. If you haven't figured it out by now, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know anything, so
that's fine. I'll give you 514 reasons why you should listen to me.
Is that like an area code?
I got them all, and I got all these
Pokemon.
Yeah, that's right. Caught them all. Yep. I was gonna say I got those in different area codes, but
are you gonna?
Doesn't work right now for this context.
Are you gonna chip away the ice to reveal the release date for Drake's album?
They've already the Toronto Police or Toronto Fire have like they washed it out. They're getting rid of it.
Oh,
yeah.
So when,
isn't it? It's May 15th. Haven't they already put it out there?
I don't know. I don't keep up with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's already. Oh,
there. He's finally coming out with his dumb album on May 15th. He's been promoting this thing since like last September, and then he stopped promoting it, and now I guess he's picking it back up.
Let me share my screen here.
Like I'm only interested in this album because I want to see how bad it's gonna be. But they just
spraying hot water on it because there were safety concerns.
Oh,
they're melting that shit down.
Oh, okay.
It's May 15th.
What were they supposed to do? Like, how was it supposed to just like melt?
I don't know. Who cares? Drake's an awful human. He set off fireworks at like 4 a.m. and like nobody and people were like, "What are these fireworks going off at 4 a.m.?"
Wrestlemania, clearly.
Exactly. But like it was Drake, but he didn't say it was him until he had to because there was an investigation. It was a whole friggin' thing. So yeah, Drake is terrible.
All right, so May 15th is this album. We should do, what day is that? I assume it's a Friday, right?
Usually they drop on like a Tuesday. You were thinking, it's a Friday. Yeah, you're old. Yeah, it used to be Tuesdays. I don't think it's been Tuesdays in forever. If you are a record label watching me and thinking, wow, we should hire this guy for a job, disregard what I just said about Tuesdays.
Yeah. Everything used to drop on Tuesdays. Video games, CDs, movies, all that stuff used to drop on Tuesdays.
You would get the lead into the weekend for the numbers.
Now, like everything, I'm pretty sure is out on Fridays. All right, so May 15th, we should do a live listen along, Joel. That should be our whole show on May 15th as we listen to the Drake album.
It sounds like I'm taking a Friday off is what it sounds like.
No. You have to be here. This is the point of this.
No. If I wanted to give myself some sort of trauma, I would.
No. You have to be here for this. This is the point of all of this. It's no fun if it's. I mean, me and SB3 would be great, but you're the ultimate Drake hater, so you have to be here for this.
Can I just not?
No, it's content, Joel. Think of the content.
Yeah, think of the content. That's the problem. Yeah, May 15th is also the next ROH pay-per-view.
Even more reason to do this Drake listening, so we don't have to talk about ROH.
It's also the day after a live Impact, so clearly.
Even more listening to do this, so we don't have to talk about TNA. You're not really, like, deterring me here.
That's fair. But we're not going to have Kimmy on the show on May 15th to preview the ROH show because she's the only one who ever watches ROH?
No.
All right.
No, come on, Jose. Like, I'll give it a fair shot. I'll give it a fair shot. I can be objective on this because I like Drake. I don't actually mind Drake. I still listen to some of his old stuff. But like the snippets that I heard just weren't very good, and so I don't have like high hopes from this. That's all. But I'm not gonna go in like, oh, I plan to hate this album. Like if it's a good album, it's a good album. Oh, I'm gonna listen to it. I'm not saying up till midnight to listen to it, but I'm gonna listen to it. Maybe I'll stay up till midnight. I don't know. I mean, maybe it depends on if my teams are playing like the night before. If I gotta stay up late anyway. But we're gonna do a live listen along. Joel's gonna be here for it.
SB3 mea culpa. I'm sorry to hear that. Guess somebody has to.
I thought we talked about Ye's album.
We ain't talking about Ye on the show. Listen, I will give you Drake, but I ain't giving you the Anti-Semite. That one I ain't giving you.
Yeah, fair. That's fair.
I mean, no way. And that's not even a separate art from the artist thing. Ye's just a piece of shit now. He is out. We ain't bringing him back.
That's fair.
Don't let broke ass Lauryn Hill tell you otherwise.
I should have my wife review the Drake album.
That's the one. Let's go.
She would immediately go in as a hater. She's like, "No, turn it off. This sucks. Turn it off."
I respect it. That's
30
right.
seconds into every track, just no, I'm out.
Nope,
I'm done with
out.
this.
Oh my goodness. No, Floyd, Pink Floyd is a weird one. His comments are more towards the state of Israel and things going on there than they are about the Jewish people themselves. The difference between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism. That's a whole other conversation for another time, and we're not going to get into it right now.
I was not laughing at that.
I know you weren't.
Yes, my wife just texted me, "Fucking sucks. Review over."
Sounds like what I would do. Oh man. Oh. SB2 says I don't want to talk about hip hop problems with you either. It's not about hip hop. It's about you being a piece of shit human being. Nobody should be talking about him unless they're talking about him going away. We ain't talking about Drake. Talk about it on June the 1st. I think I'm off that day.
No. June 1st.
That's my birthday. It's 2 weeks later. It's my birthday.
Oh, why would we wait 2 weeks? Now we're gonna do a live listen along for
because then I don't have to be there for it.
We're gonna do a live listen along for Drake.
It's awful. All right, we'll see. I think the Usos are gonna join with Jacob Fatu at the end of Backlash.
What? Oh yeah, SP3 and I. We didn't allude to that. We both thought it was gonna happen. We both thought it was gonna happen on Monday, so it wouldn't be shocking if that's what happened. But Jacob's not winning the title, so they're just gonna turn on Roman after Roman wins.
That's the problem. I feel like the turn comes because, leading into Roman winning. Maybe it's a botch. I don't know. That's the thing. Maybe it's after Roman wins, like you said.
I don't think it's
down the road and do it in Italy.
I don't think it's happening. It would be beast if Roman. Everyone's talking about Roman's gonna work with Gunther and he's gonna work with Braun Breaker and he's gonna lose the title to Oba, and he just does a 3-month program with Jacob and then maybe he loses to Jacob.
I mean, I would not be surprised. When Jacob Fatu came out, I just was like, yeah, that tracks. That was expected.
He rules so much.
That's so funny.
He's gonna work a program with Jacob. He's gonna get Zilla hired, and then he's gonna work a program with him. He's gonna get Lance hired to work a program with him.
He's gonna get Lance rehired, is what he's gonna do.
What other Bloodline members can they?
Who knows? There's a new one every other week, man.
It rules.
Wild.
He's gonna get some Solo back in the top picture and everything.
Solo, my God.
So
he's gonna get Tala.
Love Roman.
Give me the tall young one. I want to see what I can do with him.
Roman's so beast. He's just let me just work with all my family members. I love that man.
Jacob, I don't want to see Jacob join up with Roman after this. I'd rather see this fracture, because the Usos didn't seem to care about Roman trying to get them back on his side. And not the telling thing, but something I noticed was the Usos were both wearing the NFL jerseys that Jacob Fatu would wear, right? The Oakland Raider ones that were Fatu wore the black ones with Fatu on the back or on the front. You could say that may be foreshadowing, but we don't know, because I just looked at it and I was like, they don't normally wear football jerseys, the Usos. They normally wear their own gear. So this was kind of a different presentation. So we'll see. Is Lance doing Power Slap?
Yeah, he did Power Slap this past weekend. Yeah, him and he was on the same show as Hager. Hager is doing Power Slap, and Haley J all did Power Slap.
Someone I know from Canada was supposed to do, a wrestler from Canada was supposed to do Power Slap. His match got canceled because his opponent had something come up, or maybe it was maybe just the opponent got smart. But either way, that was one thing I noticed. I wanted to have him on the show to talk about the experience. Maybe we still will, because it's always interesting to talk to a person who's willing to risk brain damage for money.
Well, ask Damo if he wants to do Power Slap.
Kind of.
I'll ask him. I don't care.
Fair.
You ever thought about Power Slap, or are all wrestlers fucking idiots?
That's true. If they're all idiots, then why aren't they all slapping each other? Oh man, we're gonna get into Volib Super Chat a little later, but so I'll leave it for now because it's thumbnail related.
Yeah.
And we're scheduled to be joined by Damon in about 5 minutes. But yeah, that was the one thing from Raw that I found interesting. I mean, the entire episode was pretty good.
Was it?
Yeah, it was okay. I wouldn't say that it was. I wouldn't say it was the best Raw after Mania, but it certainly wasn't the worst. So I had a good time watching it. But it's fun. It's a fun way to cap off what was a very busy week, right? Right.
No.
Oh, okay, fine. Jeez. What do I care? Well, our guest is here, so I may as well just continue off my own rail. Oh, if he's ready for us, he can give us a thumbs up and we get into it. All right. Folks, very, very excited, very happy to have us joined this morning by the newest signee to Major League Wrestling. We welcome back to the U.S. on American soil for wrestling, the one and only Big Damo. Good morning.
How you doing, gentlemen? How are we today?
Great. How are you?
Doing well. Appreciate you joining us.
Not too bad at all. I'm in sunny Northern Ireland right now. I'm visiting my father, and you might hear my father's dog barking in the background. She's quite upset that I'm talking to you guys.
What kind of dog? What kind of dog is it?
Jack Russell, 14-year-old. So.
Okay.
We welcome pets on the air anytime. No one's.
If you hear anything, I promise it's not my father. It's my father's dog. So.
I mean, given the hair, I could maybe see a Jack Russell.
All right, so Damo. Oh, am I frozen? Oh no. Okay, I think Joel was frozen there for a second. My fault. Damo signed with MLW. It was announced yesterday. Talk to us about this decision and returning to US. And I think this is your first US contract since WWE. So what went into this decision with everything?
Absolutely. Listen, like you guys will understand. You probably hear a million times that it's very easy to get dangled carrots and things like that when you're a former WWE superstar, whatever. But MLW have been very straightforward. They got in touch. They were very patient. I was recovering from a minor injury, and they were very patient with me, and we were able to work out something very quickly. And yeah, I'm delighted. It's an incredible roster of talent. I've been. My mind was kind of blown when I was looking at it because so many lads who I've worked with, some that I've trained, and some maybe I've wrestled more than anybody else. So it's been incredible for me, and one of my best friends, Donovan Dijak's there as well. So it really is ticking all the boxes for me. And they were, as I say, most importantly for me, they were very patient with my recovery, and little things like that go a long way for me. I've been wrestling for 22 years. To have a stacked roster and to be straightforward is as good as it gets. 22 years in, so.
I mean, yeah, looking at that roster, you said it, they're stacked. Who jumped out to you? Obviously, you mentioned Dijak, but who else are you really looking forward to working with on the MLW roster, or even behind the scenes if there's someone you like to collaborate with?
Absolutely. No, for me, like Matt Riddle was one of my favorite opponents in NXT, and to be able to link horns with him. Hopefully, we're not going through stages and things like that this time around. But also the Coffees and Wolfgang GBOT. I've known Wolfgang for 20 years. And the Coffees, I had a hand in training. So, those lads are absolutely incredible. And it's a little bit of an idea that, Major League Wrestling started looking at European wrestlers and, to try and bring in a few different people. And it's been very cool for us because, we always know each other very well. And we're looking forward to hopefully getting in there with each other. But also, like Kushida, I wrestled in NXT and things like that. So it'll be very cool to mix it up with that group of lads. So Kushida is actually somebody I'll be most likely teaming with, actually. So it'll be very cool. But even, backstage, I've known Rich, Bacchini for a long time. I worked with him in Defy. So it's an incredible mix of people in front of the camera and behind. So the production is quality. So I'm very excited to see where this goes and what's going to come to it. But as I say, so far everything's been really straightforward, and in wrestling, for something to be straightforward is awesome.
What injury were you dealing with? Because I don't remember you taking like any time off.
So I dislocated my shoulder in January, and I've had a minor tear afterwards. So I've done my best to work around it as best I can, but I've had to miss a couple of dates here in Ireland for OTT, which is one of my home companies. So they've been very gracious to help me recover, and MLW were great. I was meant to actually start in January, but I had to miss and then do some rehab. But I've been working around it as best I can. But MLW have been very patient, and now I'm fighting fit and I'm ready to go. So it's been phenomenal. Have that grace really. Like it's one of those things in pro wrestling that you sometimes, you know, a big opportunity might come around and you end up missing it because of one thing or another. And I thought, oh dear, this is this is one of those times. But the MLW were brilliant with me, and I'm very excited to repay that fate.
A career like this, 22 years you've been in so far, you don't get to do many firsts. I saw recently that you went to India for the first time. How was that tour, as deep as you are into your career, to have that experience?
Absolutely crazy. This last couple of years, I've been in the Middle East in Dubai and in Qatar, and then I went to India here with WXM, and that setup in India was outstanding. You know, I was working with some really good friends of mine. Like I got to Mansoor from AEW was the head of creative there, so it was brilliant just working with him. I've known him for years from NXT. They became a very close friend. So it was very cool working with him and being able to, you know, shout at each other and get the best. And it was awesome. And obviously Dijak and a bunch of others. And the Indian talent are really good. Like I was, there are times when I went to foreign countries and you're not sure what you're going to get. But Jeet Rama was the head coach there, and we worked with him in NXT. And he went back and started training a bunch of lads. Some had been at other schools and whatever else, but he really got some great results from them. And we ended up having great matches with a bunch of the Indian talent there. There's one particular I had a great match with. Just went on, just aired actually last week against Neil. They're big monster over there in India, and we had a cracking match. He did a really good job, and I was dealing with the injury at the time, so he had to work around me a little bit, and he did a very good job. So, but yeah, we were very pleasantly surprised with the setup there in India. You know, from what's going to be over the next few years, it'll be very exciting to see how the Indian people take to pro wrestling on a regular basis. You know, I know that they're big fans of WWE, have been on television for a long time, but it's never really taken off there. You know, WWE have tried maybe a few times to enter the market. So it's very refreshing that, you know, an actual Indian company has tried it themselves. So yeah, it was a lot of fun for me, and I'm looking forward to the next chapter. So there's been you know, an opportunity there that I never thought would come. You know, I never thought I'd go to India. My sister went there many years ago and had an awful experience. She got very ill. You know, so the back of your mind, you're like, oh, okay, it's pretty similar genetics to my own. But thankfully, I didn't have the same issues. So
I was going to ask how adventurous you got with the food, because I know some people will do it, some people will stay away. Like, how were you with that?
So I'm a big fan of Indian food. You know, Irish, British, Indian food is something that, you know, I miss living in the States. So it's been very interesting going to actual India and getting the real thing, and it tasted phenomenal. But I did have a little waver on like the third night. I had to I had maybe an interesting experience with the toilet, and but other than that, I was very lucky, and everything else was great. No, they looked after some. The food was outstanding. So you know, I do love spicy food, especially Indian food. So it was a brilliant experience, and thankfully, you know, one evening aside, it was great.
I know you're in Vegas this past week for WrestleMania week. You had the match against Paul Walter Hauser at Progress. So a couple questions here. One, what was it like working with Paul, who's also in MLW, works with MLW? And two, did you experience any fan moments that has kind of been a big topic coming out of the week?
I think, like, very, very quickly, I need to say that the fans at WrestleCon were great. that is, I think it was more like I was actually staying at the same hotel. Obviously, my wife is still with WWE, so I didn't see anything major myself, but I had heard a few grumblings and stuff from my former colleagues and whatever else. So one of the problems sometimes with putting everybody in the same building where there can be thousands of people can enter, then sadly things like this might happen. So maybe there needs to be maybe better security and stuff like that for the talent, maybe. But for fans who are listening, like when we're at wrestling shows and everything else, we're more than we are switched on and we are ready to go and ready to meet and talk and do everything else. But when you're at the bottom of the elevator about to get in to go to your room, sometimes it's not the best time to approach us. But just because you're switched off, you're that close to your bed, you're not really thinking so much. You're thinking about the next step, which is get a shower, go to bed. So that is sometimes that's maybe not us at our best. So maybe if you see somebody at the bottom of the elevators, you can maybe wait until they're at the show. Maybe that's the best idea for you to try and get your photos or whatever you need. But no, the fans at WrestleCon were incredible. And as I said, that's us. We're at work, so we're ready for you. We're ready to talk. And listen, I had some lovely conversations with people like from all over the world, actually, at WrestleCon. And like that's one of the things I do love about doing these events. And you end up meeting people like from places that you've never been to before, or people from places that you have been before. For me, sometimes I'll meet people from the city I was born in and things like that, which can be a lot of fun. But yeah, wrestling Paul Walter Hauser was an experience. He's maybe the biggest wrestling fan in the world, and we meet a lot of celebrities through our line of work. But he was rhyming off things to me, and I was like, oh my god, So it was a lot of fun. And he really loves it. He's lending his credibility to all the promotions he's working with. When he doesn't have to. I mean, he was on Jimmy Kimmel talking about progress and talking about MLP and MLW and things like that. So he literally could be just going from movie to movie, show to show, but instead he loves wrestling, so he wants to come and do it with us and hang out and have matches. And massive fair play to him because he really doesn't have to. And it was a lot of fun to talk with him and to wrestle him. We were wrestling like 11 in the morning for progress at the Horseshoe, and we had a lot of fun. And fair play to him. He doesn't have to do any of this, but he actually goes above and beyond, and he's bringing extra eyes to wrestling. So, that's more than we can ask for.
It's funny. A few years ago, actually, you mentioned your partner. We had an interview in Montreal a few years ago where she was talking about going for her PhD, and we made a big stink out of it on air. And then she got it. Have you thought about going after any post-academic, endeavors?
Absolutely not. No, no, she is. But she's halfway through. She's halfway through her PhD, and she's doing brilliant. She got her master's, and now she's doing her PhD. It's very difficult to do it in our industry because we're always traveling. You have to do research. You have to set up interviews and things like that for whatever topic you do. And like I've been there on the ground watching her having to do so much of this, and listening to her vent about all sorts of whether it's ethics and blah blah blah, and she's done an amazing job so far. So no, for me, absolutely not. I went to college. That was enough for me. So I don't have any desire to go back. But I have massive respect for her and for anybody who does go back into that because whatever you want to do with your life. But Nikki had an inkling to get back into her studies. She's a brilliant researcher, so I can see why she wanted to do it. My sister is a professor, so I think that probably helped her make her decision and stuff. She was able to pick my sister's brain a lot. So the things like that. My sister did her doctorate, like 10 years ago. So she's been able to kind of pick my sister's brain a bit, and hopefully we'll have another doctor in the family in a couple of years.
Now, Wikipedia could be wrong, but Nikki's birthday was yesterday?
It was indeed. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I didn't. Sometimes you can't trust Wikipedia.
Yeah, no, that is true. Sadly, we're in different continents, but we'll meet up next week.
Well, happy belated birthday to Nikki. I have to say this: my wife is a huge fan of yours, but she really loves Nikki, and she wanted to say, please tell him that I love his wife, and we are a Nikki Cross household. We are a Taylor Swift household as well. I know Nikki is a big fan of Taylor Swift, so do you have a favorite Taylor Swift song or album just by listening through her listening?
Well, I never was until COVID, and it was actually the Folklore album actually made me become a minor Swiftie, and that's probably the best way I can say it. It just really captured when you needed something to be lost in, and it really helped at the time because you're cut off from everything. So it was a really good timing. But no, she is a massive Swiftie. And she will follow every album release and everything, blah blah blah. So, but no, I did like the Folklore album. So that's I've probably lost all of my credibility, but it's okay.
No, that's a great album. Folklore
it's
Evermore,
fantastic.
That's good stuff right there. Yeah. Yes,
absolutely.
What type of music do you listen to, Damo?
So like my favorite bands are Tool and Rage Against the Machine. So
okay.
But I used to be a massive Metallica fan, and my best friend and I are going to see them in June, which will be the 40-year anniversary since Master of Puppets was released. We went to see them on the 20-year anniversary of Master of Puppets, and they played the full album. So we are very excited to hopefully get to hear the full Master in June. So we're looking forward to that. So.
You should come back to Vegas and do their Sphere residency.
I might have to, because I didn't get a chance to see the Sphere, but my wife went and saw Backstreet Boys in the Sphere, so I wasn't quite up for that one. But if Metallica are playing in the Sphere, I think I might give that a go.
I would kill for that opportunity. I'm a big Metallica fan too, and just when they announced it and they said they're going to do all the weekends are going to be all new songs, like they're never doing a repeat, and that's
wow.
Yeah, you don't really expect that, but Metallica's made that kind of their new thing. Big tours, they won't repeat tunes, which is unheard.
I hope I don't get the Sinanger album. Like that would be that wouldn't be my favorite experience in any league. So, but I'll take anything before that. Absolutely. I'll take S&M. I'll take Gary Jenk. I'll take all that stuff.
Because you mentioned being apart from your partner and all that stuff, will MLW kind of open the doors for you to return to working more U.S. indies moving forward?
So I am still based in Orlando normally, but I do a lot of work here in Europe because I get to see my family. So I do spend like at least 2 weekends a month here in Europe. So honestly, it just depends. I was working with Defy, and I was working at Black Label Pro and a bunch of other indies for a good few years there. But last year, I was almost exclusively in Europe. It just the way it worked out. My mother was sick, so I was based in Ireland. So I was in Germany a lot, and I was in Britain a lot. So, a lot of it comes down to circumstance. But yes, MLW, they have a brilliant schedule that means that I can be available for effectively like 3-4 weekends a month. Then we do the tapings. We're in Chattanooga, for example, in May. And then in June, we've got NYC and Philly. So that still gives me plenty of opportunity to take up indies. And I've had a few conversations here and there. So it really just depends. Like I'm trying to do a bit of a balance. Really, is the best way to put it, because I'm trying to be available as much as possible for my family as well as for my career. So you're trying to make the balance out. And thankfully, I've been very lucky the way things have worked out, because the scene in Europe is incredible. And that kind of is maybe one of the reasons why MLW have been looking at European wrestlers. So it's kind of like, a double-edged sword. We are getting pretty good, but now people are looking at us, which is what we're looking for.
That's why I got thrown off. I saw you working almost exclusively across the pond, and I was just like, "Is he still? Where are they living?" Anyway, good.
No, sadly, it was for family reasons. But I still, I'm still obviously in USA to see my wife every now and again.
I'm sure you've seen this used as a meme. I'm sure it's been brought up plenty of times, but. Do you still think some wrestlers are just fucking stupid?
Oh my god, it's actually getting worse, to be honest. Like we've, I put that out like just events at the time were annoying, but I get tagged in it every week, or there's something new. I need to reiterate as much as possible to people. we do get hit in the head for a living. We do make we fall over. We do get hurt, and you probably shouldn't listen to us outside of what we do in the ring. That's should probably go across the board. There are a few people who are very intelligent, like my wife and everything else. But in general, if one of my colleagues is posting something online, just don't look. Just don't look. Maybe that's the best idea. No, there are lots of wonderful people in wrestling. There are, but yeah, sadly, just like any sport or any job that you might have, there's going to be somebody, sitting a few cubicles down from you who's talking absolute nonsense. And sadly, it's the same in wrestling. So,
it's a tweet that's going to live forever because, as you said, every single day someone says something stupid, so it can always be used.
Honestly, I think that social media is brilliant for so many reasons. Because it did bring the world closer together. It made everything. You were able to connect with people you never thought you'd be able to connect with. But sadly, it also amplified nonsense, and that is one of the main issues we have as a society in 2026. And my colleagues, we're just like everybody else. We make similar mistakes, and we say. Yeah, sometimes we say stupid things online that we probably haven't thought of enough, and should probably do a bit of a better job of just not tweeting.
I've got one more question, and then we got a game for you. Are you ready?
Oh no! Yes, absolutely.
So now that you are part of the MLW family, you are now contractually obligated to have a favorite Danny McBride movie. Do you have a favorite Danny McBride movie?
Oh, Tropic Thunder. it's amazing. It came out really right at the end of right before cancel culture, so it probably couldn't really happen again now. But he's just a maniac in that. But Danny McBride's incredible. I love Eastbound and Down and stuff like that. So he's awesome. His sense of humor is wild, absolutely wild. But Tropic Thunder is just one of those. I'm amazed it got made. How did it even? But it's hilarious. I rewatched it recently, actually, and I'm cringing more now than I did probably when it first came out. But it is a lot of fun. But now Danny's awesome, and I know his. I need to try his tequila at some point.
I feel like you'll have some opportunities coming up soon.
I think I might have that opportunity. With MLW, we shall see.
Just a little thought. Before we let you go, we have a game that we play on the channel. It's called Partner Promo Punch in the Face.
Brilliant.
We're going to take 3 names. You're going to pick which one you want to partner with in a tag team match, promo with on the microphone, one-on-one, and which one you want to punch in the face, have a one-on-one, a singles match. Are you ready?
Okay. Yep.
People you know quite well and people you'll be seeing a lot of in MLW. Dijak, Bishop Dyer, and Killer Cross. Partner.
Ooh.
Punch in the face.
I would promo Killer Cross. I would like to punch Dijak, but Bishop Dyer would be a good punch as well. Oh, see, that's interchangeable actually, because they're both pretty good guys. So no matter what, the promo is Killer Cross. I think he's wonderful on the microphone. I think he's a cracking talent. He's somebody I'm actually looking forward to wrestling. I always get on very well with him at NXT, but we never got a chance to wrestle. But I think I'll go with partner for Dijak, because we have wrestled a bunch before. It'd be good to get in there with Bishop Dyer. I think I've wrestled Josh Bishop once in Black Label before, and that bastard managed to razor's edge me. So he's a very strong boy.
Yeah.
But it'd be very cool. Bishop Dyer, I've met a bunch of times, but we actually missed each other a few times when it came to rosters and stuff like that. So it's really cool that we actually might get a chance to punch each other in the face. So yeah, but there's your answer.
I like it. I will take that. Damo, I want you to put yourself over. MLW is going to be all over the place. They're in Chattanooga. They're in New York City, in Philadelphia, Charleston. They're everywhere you want to be. Tell them where they can find you and anything else you want about MLW.
Absolutely. I know that MLW Fusion will be coming soon, but you can see us on YouTube and on cable with BN Sports. But we're very excited for what's going to happen with Fusion. It's going to be returning very shortly. And you can actually catch myself on whether it's Instagram, X, not Twitter, at Damo Mackle. and I will be, if you're in Europe, I will be working with OTT, Progress, and many others. I'll be in Germany this month. I'll be, a tour around southern Germany with my Sanity tag team partner, Axel Fischer. I'll also be with OTT. We've got a bunch of shows coming into the middle and the end of the year. And I'll be back with Progress and many others. I'm sorry, there's just so many coming up. But with MLW, we'll be in Chattanooga, Tennessee in May 9th, and then we're NYC in Philly, June 11, 12, 13. So one of the things that I've been really impressed with MLW is the affordability of the tickets. At a time when things are utterly mental across the world, tickets are starting at $15. So, like, if you are into wrestling, then you need to get out and support your shows, especially the likes of MLW, that are really actually trying to give you top quality wrestling at an affordable price. So absolutely get out there for $15 minimum. That is, I think that's incredible, especially like we've been talking about the prices of tickets, at Wrestlemania and Vegas and things like that, have been, at another level. But I think it's amazing what MLW is trying to do, and you can see it's resonating with fans. We've been selling out, all across. So I'm very excited for the next few months with MLW and seeing how big we can get.
Damo, thank you for the time this morning, and congratulations on your new gig with MLW.
Thank you, gents. I'm very excited for the future, and I hope you have the rest of your morning is wonderful as always.
Thanks, Damo. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Take care of yourself. The one and only Big Damo. Fantastic chat.
Yes, he's a lot of fun.
And one of the fun things with MLW is, like, if you go to those shows, they're going to keep bringing in talent like Damo, like Cross, like the Good Brothers, like the guys and girls that and that's pretty cool. So yeah, if you get a chance, go support the MLW and the people that they got going on there. Right now is when you choose to freeze on me. That's fantastic. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I heard support MLW and everybody they got bringing in. Yeah, I was there.
It's right there. You were like, what?
I saw it hiccuped a little bit. It wasn't like a full-on freeze. It was a little hiccup. That's all.
It's okay.
Oh yeah! Shout out to MLW as usual, setting that up. Sean broke the news yesterday that Damo had signed, and I got contacted very quickly of like, do you guys want Damo on the show? I was like, yes, we do. We have plenty to chat with when it comes to Damo, and so yeah, he's a lot of fun, and it was a good chat. I had to ask him the Taylor Swift question, as it would be expected by me. It just happened to work out that I had my Taylor Swift coffee mug with me to make the whole setup worth it there. But shout out to Damo, and shout out to his wife, Nikki Cross. She rules too.
Hell yeah. It's just nice to know that there's good people and good love in wrestling. Good for these folks.
Yeah. As wife guys, we respect that.
Yeah. And I feel weird when I talk to wrestlers about their partners and like their partners aren't there, and it's like it feels weird, but at the same time, like, we're not asking invasive questions, so I don't feel as bad.
Yeah, I asked them about Taylor Swift because I knew Nikki was a big Taylor fan, and so like, you've had to listen to this. It's the same thing. My wife is not a Taylor Swift fan. She knows plenty of Taylor Swift because of me, though. So I understand Damo's perspective from my wife's perspective. Because I was like, we're a Taylor Swift household, and I immediately got the message of like, are we a Taylor Swift household? I was like, well, I mean, it's 50-50 in this house of who likes and who doesn't, or who tolerates. I shouldn't say doesn't like, but who tolerates Taylor Swift. So it's close here. But yes, we are a Taylor Swift household in my mind anyway. So yeah, but shout out to Damo, and it's always very funny because I like the Taylor Swift, and that's typically what the female wrestlers like, and then the male wrestlers are always fans of like metal and stuff, and that's the stuff my wife likes. So it's always like the complete opposite when the wrestlers are on the show. I'm like, hey, talk to me about the stuff your wife likes, and you talk to me about the music that my wife likes. And that's what it was here. Because Damo is a big metal fan, and you're a big metal person. My wife likes metal, so I've seen Metallica in concert, though. I have that going for me, if nothing else. Yeah,
you saw them with the Acid Bath weekend.
Sonic Temple. Yeah, Sonic Temple last year. So yes.
They're fun. Metallica's just, I mean, listen, they're all in their mid 60s now, so like they're a little slower than they used to be, but they're still out there doing it, which is pretty impressive.
It was a good show. It was a good show. Bianca Belair's in her 6th month of pregnancy. Jesus.
I can't say I'm surprised to hear that.
Yeah. My wife was talking about it with our pal Cher Delaware, and they were both like, "Yeah, we wouldn't be shocked if she's like 7 months in because of, but like it doesn't look like it though." But I know she's also just in like incredible shape.
She's also small. Like she's stacked. Like she's very fit, but she's a pretty small woman. Like I've met both Cher and your wife in person, and yeah, I hear a voice behind us.
Yeah, pregnancy expert. I've knocked her up about 15 times, so she knows all about having kids.
Good Lord. I will take the points of the pregnancy expert, not you. So 6 months wasn't so shocking. I didn't expect her to be like 3 months, but hey man, good for them.
Yeah, she's smaller and she's in great shape, so good for her. I mean, she'll be back in the ring in 4 months then, right? Isn't that how this works according to most men?
Yes, she'll have the baby and then that'll be right back to work. Back in time for, I don't know, SummerSlam.
Yeah, so that's how it works.
Someone will be sitting there. Someone's going to make the video. Bianca Belair returning at SummerSlam?
Yeah.
By my calculation, 3 months from now, she's going to pop out a child and be like, back to work.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it works.
Here's the problem. It's Bianca. She would do that. I'm not saying at all that she's doing this. It would just be very funny.
I don't know if she would, just because I think she's competitive enough to like I don't think she's like psycho competitive like Ronda Rousey was, because she was psycho competitive. I do think like there's a part of me is like she's already been out for a year because of the finger injury, to where she might want to try to get back like as soon as she can. But I also think like she wants to be there for her kid early on and not like immediately just get back in the ring, especially first one and everything. Listen, so
remember, this is going to be her first. But
yeah, exactly.
Tez has kids
from
a previous relationship, so she has been a mother figure. It's different when it's the child that you are bringing into the world. However, my point being, like she's not going into this totally blind. It's going to be different, but still some experience.
Right, but that's what I meant. Her first one. Yeah, I know Montez has kids from previously, but like her first one, I'm sure she wants to continue to be there. Like, I don't know how old Montez's kids were when they were dating and everything, but now we're talking about from birth type of thing. So I'm sure she wants to be there as long as she can, and as long as Montez is working, then they'll be okay. Montez is back on TV for 2 weeks until they lose, and then he can be off TV.
She's gonna use the umbilical cord to choke someone behind the referee's back.
She's not quite a heel. She'll get a big babyface pop on the return.
Listen, that's empowerment. That's what that is. Doing that.
Umbilical cord choking is empowerment. Yeah. Okay.
It'll be empowerment. Yeah, people will be all into it. It'll be like, look at this woman. She's using the fruits of her labors to get over. Someone will love that. I'm sure of it. And yes, the Street Profits. I made the joke in the chat yesterday. They'll come on, do the 2 week spot, get the title shot, the tag title shot, lose, tease dissension, and then not come back to TV for another month. I hope not, but yeah, we'll see.
I hope not. Yeah.
Anyway, looking forward to good news coming out of the wrestling families out here. Okay, and shout out again to Damo and to everyone who's enjoying their time right now in wrestling, except for the fucking stupid ones.
Well,
of which there
that's a lot of them.
Yes, of which there are plenty. Volum is super chat. So for the thumbnail, if it's not Ulka Sazaki, I will be nice to Zeno Hour and support any nonsense he says for an entire week.
Wow,
you're putting a lot of eggs in that basket.
So that's who I thought it was too when I first saw the box. I was like, oh, I think that's Okazaki. Because we know he's there. We know he's at the Performance Center. We know he's on excursion and everything. So I thought it was him as well. But obviously, I'm 100% sold on the idea that it's evil. Like, if that's who it actually is, I'm ready for it. I'm just not, you know me, Joe. I can't get my hopes that high that it's going to be evil, and then it's not evil. Because I talked myself into a little bit of, like, evil being part of the Judgment Day stuff, because especially on Monday when they continued this dumb Finn and Dominic feud, even though it's 100% over, I was like, they got to add something to this. So why wouldn't they add evil? Because I think you should add evil to everything. So I kind of got my hopes up on that, and then it hasn't happened yet, and now I'm just disappointed, and I'm also disappointed that we're still doing this Dominic and Finn stuff. So I'm not gonna get myself into the mystery box is evil. I think it's Okazaki. That's my official prediction.
I mean, the mystery box could be anything, even a boat.
Could be a boat, yeah, true.
Could be a boat, and if it is, who knows? But I mean, they're in need of new challengers for the NXT title, and I do like that Keanu Carver came up and like suddenly he knows Japanese, which made me laugh. He knows kanji,
Sure.
and he's like, yeah, that means battle, and whoever it is going to be going after you. And I'm like, good for you, Keanu Carver, being the most well-educated man in the room.
He took the WWE program, where they're like, yeah, we'll pay for you to do different languages and stuff. He was like, all right, sweet, I'm gonna take that.
Let me beat all these asses and then learn some kanji. Let's go.
I respect it.
Oh man, and then of course he beats up the meme wrestler, and I can say that because Danhausen said it. Danhausen cursed Joe Hendry earlier in the day by posting that tweet.
In a way, I guess. Yeah.
Not bad for a couple of meme wrestlers. And I'm like, yeah, here's the difference. One is doing meme stuff and not wrestling. The other one is doing meme stuff and being told to wrestle. So I think I'd rather be Danhausen at this point.
Danhausen's killing it, man.
He is doing incredibly well because they're playing to his strengths.
Yes, that's all you got to do. It's not difficult to like use Danhausen. It's really not. And like AEW did it fairly well early, and then he just was off TV forever. And they didn't go full bore with like the merch stuff that the WWE has gone. But he doesn't need to wrestle. Just go him out, put him out there, throw him in some segments, let him be Danhausen, and it works because, especially for that audience, like he is. I know Punk said it in the lead up to WrestleMania. He's such a WWE wrestler. Like he really is. Like he is such a WWE guy.
Yeah, he's a gimmick, and it's fine to be a gimmick. And he's entertaining, and he also just knows how to sell everything. It was so good, and like people want to wear his makeup, people want to do his mannerisms. Like I want to do his voice because it's so it's its own thing. It's very much he's a WWE wrestler. He comes out on Monday. And he's got the car and it's smoking.
Yeah.
He's just like,
the engine blew.
But he's playing it off perfectly. And then at one point he gets out of the car because there's too much smoke. He's like, and he's like trying to wave it away as he's walking away from the smoke. And it works. But I got to tell you, it was the most unsettling thing on Monday when he came out and he was dressed like in all of his gear, but it's in shorts. And I'm like, I don't know if this is the way I want to see Danhausen. He's supposed to be wearing the cape and everything.
Well, he's John Cena. He's the new GOAT now.
That's it.
So
it was very funny.
It was a little like I was like, what the hell is he wearing? What is he doing here? And then he starts doing his promo. I was like, okay, I get it. But yeah, it was a little off-putting there for a second, of jolting of like, what is this Danhausen and John Cena? But it works. Like I've only met him like once. It was at a WrestleCon. Not WrestleCon, sorry, WrestleCade. It was very brief and everything, but he's a super nice guy too. Like he seems to just like really get it. Obviously, like you can't make it this far with as little wrestling as he does if you don't get it in some way. And he definitely gets it. It's fun to see him like actually succeed, and especially like I was there at his AEW debut when he got pulled from under the ring by Adam Cole, and it was a cool moment And then he was used how he was used. And I know people were like mad of like, oh, AEWs were the best wrestle. I don't think that was their tagline then, but like, why is Danhausen here? It's like, there's a place for him if you know how to use him. For a while, I think they did, and then they didn't. But there's definitely a place for him in WWE, and it's cool to see his success. And now Joe Hendry's gonna latch on to him to go to Raw. Are you excited for the Joe Hendry Raw concert? I know you are.
Well, there's a time for concerts and there's a time for what's he gonna do? What is he gonna
sing?
Do?
It's a concert. What else do you do at a concert?
What's funny is that like someone pointed this out, and I thought they were kind of bang on with this. In TNA, he was allowed to do parodies of actual songs. So as a result, like he got over with it. But since he's come to WWE, he either hasn't or hasn't been allowed to do as much of the original songs and the parodies. Like he hasn't been able to go as full bore as he did when he was in TNA. And I think that, part of his charm was doing the songs with the parodies. Now he's just playing 4 chords and trying to rhyme words that don't always rhyme. So like it doesn't do it. And this was always the thing I went back to with Joe, was that eventually it had a ceiling. It wasn't going to be superstar top wrestler, and people were going to eventually get tired of it. And it happened in NXT, and then it happened when it happened at TNA, and it happened with NXT, and it just doesn't. People still like him, but it's just not the same because it's the same thing over and over and over again. When Danhausen does it, there's at least a little change here and there. If you want to compare the meme wrestlers as Danhausen put them, there's something different that happens with Danhausen every time he goes out there and talks to the audience. With Joe, it's the same presentation. It's the same turn around and face the audience and do the thing. And I made the joke about Vengeance Day. No, not Vengeance Day. Stand and Deliver, where like everybody in that 4-way got a special entrance. But when they got to the other meme wrestler, when they got to Joe Hendry, it was like they sat in the creative and said, well, he does that thing where he turns and faces the audience. What if we give the audience a picture of his face doing the turning meme? And that was all they did. Everyone else got like, Ricky got the photographers, and who else was there? Tony D got the video with like, I got to, do my other things to make my comeback. And Ethan Page got the Canadian guards with the flags, but Joe Hendry got pieces of paper. I don't know what they expect to do with Joe.
The thing is like Danhausen is who he is, right? Like he knows who he is, I should say. And he knows that like he's probably not going to be a world champion or any type of champion unless it's like some comedy bit. I mean, Santino was the Intercontinental Champion, so like you can do it as some type of like comedy bit. You can do like he can win tag team titles potentially again as some type, whoever he has next to him. Damian Priest could be next to him, but like kind of what he is, and he knows who he is, and he's perfectly fine with that. And I don't blame him. He's getting a lot of human monies, so it works for him. Joe, and this is no knock on Joe, he should have these aspirations. He wants to be world champion. He wants to be in the big matches at WrestleMania. And again, I'm not knocking him. Like, I think that is a perfectly fine expectation to have as a professional wrestler. Yeah, you hear it all the time. If you don't want to be in the business, be a world champion, why in the business type of thing. But if you're going to do that, you kind of got to switch things up a little bit, and he has not adapted / switched things up enough to where he's believed to be like the world champion level guy, and that's sort of the issue with him. And why? I mean, he's probably, I think he has a ceiling too. I think he can be an Intercontinental Champion though. Like, it wouldn't shock me if that's where he ends up. World champion, I have a tougher time to see in this current iteration, but you're right about the parody stuff of he can't do real songs, so what's he do? Like WWE themes that he kind of rips off and goes from there?
Could. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what works, and I don't know what because there are ways around with parody that you can make songs and not have to pay royalties based on them or pay a lower rate. It's just TKO is cheap, so there is that. They might not even want to entertain the idea of looking into doing things that way. he's stuck. Like you said, he's not. There's no adapting. And then he came and would do all these interviews, and every interview was him talking about manifesting. And he tried to manifest himself into the John Cena tournament, and then tried to manifest himself into any sort of interaction with John Cena. Well, guess who got the interaction with John Cena? I'll give you a hint. It's the other meme wrestler. And it was actually
kind of rules.
It was very entertaining. It's like I want to like Joe Hendry. I liked the interview we did together. As contentious as it was at times, but like I think there's a world for him. I think that he is a good wrestler. I think that there is potential. I don't know if it's world champion in this iteration. I think, like Jeremy, like you were saying, you got to adapt and you got to change it up. You got to find whatever that next step is that brings you forward, not only in your journey, but also bringing the fans along so that they get into you. So we'll see what happens on Monday next week.
Will we?
I mean, you guys will. I don't know if I'll watch.
You'll watch. You gotta watch.
I gotta watch because then I got to do a screen capture and then I got to do the thumbnail and then I got to like it's every day where I'm just like I'm the only idiot who has to watch wrestling. Oh, I mean, other people do too, but like I'm one of the few that also have to watch TNA and cover TNA, which means I can't get a Thursday off to save my backside.
That's your fault. I don't want to hear you complain about this when you threatened to quit months ago.
I need to get paid. I need
sure,
money. But if this show got more money, I would give up TNA happily. So I would do it. I would make a weekend show out of this if we got paid to cover the expenses lost by me not doing TNA. TNA wouldn't give a shit. Although half of their staff might call and ask what happened since they're the ones watching. Anyway, TNA review on Thursday on the main channel. Speaking of money, I saw that WWE put out their press release, and this is what I said. This is what I said they would do. They would find something, but I said it on Twitter too. The WrestleMania 42 takes over Las Vegas with more than 106,000 attendees and one of the highest grossing events in WWE history. And I said that one of the is going to stick in the craw of the C-suites forever because they didn't break.
I don't think SB3 cares that much.
That's fair. I thought about that as C-suite too. But I think that the C-suite that is a TKO are very upset about this. Yeah.
So the part that gets me, and it's been getting me, and we've talked about it before, and I'm going to continue to mention it, is one of the highest grossing, blah, blah, blah. It was with record or near record performances across gate, sponsorship, merchandise, WWE World, on location, VIP experiences, and digital. Don't know what that actually means, but sure. Bunch of tickets purchased, sure. Record marketing partners, that obviously means a whole lot to them. So here's the one though. WrestleMania Saturday was the most viewed telecast of the year on ESPN2, while Sunday was the most viewed telecast of the entire weekend on ESPN. What is again missing is the ESPN Unlimited stuff. They've not once put these numbers out there for ESPN Unlimited. They did not call this the most viewed WrestleMania ever, like they did when they were the first year on Peacock. I'm pretty sure they touted the success of WrestleMania of like, oh, it's the most viewed WrestleMania on Peacock. They've not put these ESPN Unlimited numbers out there once. I don't think it's doing that well. I'm sure it's doing fine. I'm sure they're, getting tons of viewers and stuff. Apparently it did really well on ESPN, most viewed telecast of the year. I don't fully know what's on ESPN2, I should say, anymore, because I just watch everything through the ESPN Unlimited, so it's all ESPN to me. I don't know the difference between 2 and 1 and news and all that stuff. But yeah, most viewed telecast of the weekend on ESPN. Okay. What else is on ESPN this weekend? I do think they had some basketball. Actually, I think they had some hockey. So, all right, if it was the most viewed telecast of the weekend on ESPN, but you should probably put that on there. honestly. Like I would probably tout that a little bit of like it outdrew the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs, but maybe they're lying. But the fact that they don't have like any ESPN Unlimited stuff, and they haven't had any ESPN Unlimited stuff, they are quick to highlight that stuff, and they just haven't.
I'm just looking. ESPN2 this coming weekend has like Peyton's Places most of the time.
Yeah,
Motorhead Garage. Hey Rookie, welcome to the NFL. SEC Now, college baseball.
but it's not fair. I don't know what's on ESPN totally or ESPN2. I think they've had. I don't know if they've had basketball games. Usually they put those on ESPN. They probably had like some WNBA games or women's college basketball games on ESPN2. Like we're talking about the entire year for ESPN2. Right now is kind of a dead time for sports on certainly on the secondary channel because there's no college basketball, there's no college football. The NBA and NHL are on playoffs. They're never going to be on ESPN2. And then there's no NFL. There's baseball, but I don't know how much of that was on ESPN2. So you can't look at this week's schedule and be like, oh, this is what's on ESPN2. Like, yeah, this is what's on ESPN2 this week, but it says that it beat everything this whole year. So what was on ESPN2 in January and February when it was a hotter time for potential sports on that channel?
Got to watch that free first hour of Wrestlemania on ESPN. Well, we'll see if Unlimited ever gets a shout out.
Yeah, I don't know what the numbers are. I'm sure they have them. But the fact that they don't say anything about them continues to make me believe that they're just not all that strong. Because if they were, they love putting out this stuff. They love putting out like, hey, we broke this record and that record and all that. Like this is why for this press release it just had to be one of the highest grossing events because they didn't have anything substantial that they could say like it was the highest grossing event or it was the highest grossing event at this stadium. Like it didn't beat last year's stuff. So no, it was not one of the highest grossing, or it was not one of the top events because it didn't even beat what you did last year. And I don't think they really want to put like WWE WrestleMania 42 sets the record for most sponsorships secured. That doesn't read great on a headline. So maybe they want to.
That's for the people who pay money for them.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Yeah, touting all of the marketing partners. 32 marketing partners. Snickers, 2K, Riyadh Season, Ram DoorDash, Wingstop, Wheatley, Minute Maid, General Insurance, Mug, Root Beer, and Chumba Casino. Most of which have already been long-term sponsors with WWE.
Yeah, true, but I mean, they're still marketing partners. Like, this is the stuff they want to put out there. Like, look where we can put your ads. Everybody sign up for us, and we'll put your ad literally anywhere we can.
That includes us, by the way. If you pay us enough money, we will put your ad wherever you want on this show. We'll do it. Are they doing it yet? Shit. That's where my ad break's going at 143. That's where the ad break's going. Is Sol Ruca okay? Has anyone found out yet? She took the end of the last woman standing match, which was very good, by the way, the main event of NXT. Zarya beats Sol Ruca. It ends with a hug and a shove, as most friendships do.
It was the Lion King spot.
It was the Lion King spot. They're up on the perch. There's two tables set up side by side, and Zarya at one point goes for a spear, misses, and then Sol does the soul snatcher. And then as Zarya is kind of tipping over the edge, Sol kind of brings Zarya back up and then gives her a big hug. And they longingly stare at each other like they're Io Sky and Rhea Ripley. We'll talk about something in a second, remind me. And then Zarya gets the look on her face and shoves Sol back onto the tables that are below. In true fashion, whenever you set up these two tables side by side and you're not 7 feet tall, One table breaks, and Saul's head smacks the second table as she goes down. I couldn't tell if she got her hands up to brace, but it looked bad. Hopefully it's nothing. Hopefully she's okay. But man, it was rough. Zario won, which was already planned.
She did not get her hands up to brace. I've watched this.
You have, okay.
Way too many times. Her hands are here.
That's probably why
she hits her head. No, her hands are not here. They are up here. So, yeah, it was. It did not look good. She just kind of felt like she didn't fall back enough. She needed to be about another foot, 2 feet back, and then she would have. Like, your back's got to hit that second table, like not the first table. And her back went straight through the first table. Like, if there was only one table there, she's probably okay because she hit that table fine. And then she kind of folds up, and hopefully the back of her head doesn't hit the floor. But she's probably okay if there's one table. That second table, though, being there, the back of her head just cracked that thing. So it was a miscalculation for sure of the shove and the fall and everything. I don't know if there's anybody to blame because I just don't know, but it did not look good at all. Hopefully she's okay. Hopefully there's no concussion or anything. I don't think she's said anything.
I haven't seen anything yet.
Yeah, I haven't checked, but it did not look good at all. I really didn't. But it was a good match. It was a fun match.
Well put together. It was well done. It's not about blame, but I think one thing that needs to be reassessed is, like I mentioned, the 2 tables side by side, because they need to stop assuming that everyone is big enough to go through 2 tables unless you have 2 people going through those tables simultaneously. Because Saul, you can aim for the second table, but the first table doesn't go anyway. You can go for the middle, but then you risk having the 2 tables kind of go out under each other, and then you cause an even bigger issue. One table's enough. You can stack them on top of each other and try for that, which is also equally stupid. But I would just stick to 1 table and just go with that. 2 is almost trying to make sure that you're not gonna miss the first table, at which point I don't think you should take a table bump like that in the first place, because you have a pretty good amount of space to work with trying to hit those tables. But yeah, watching her smack is tough.
Yeah, you just gotta be smarter of, I guess, the placement if you're going to do that, because she just does basically a trust fall off of there. Like, she doesn't really like leap back or anything. And they just, if you're going to trust fall like that, then the tables, they got to be moved in because they're too far out from where she was. So I don't think this was her necessarily, but I don't know how Instagram works. I'm not on Instagram enough. But she posted a video that WWE posted. So I don't know if it just like automatically goes to her Instagram because she's like tagged in it or collaborate. I have no idea how this works, but it's on her Instagram. The video of her falling. And Kevin Nash was, why take that risk? She's the most athletic woman in the business. Have a hack do stupid holy shit spots. Is the payoff worth the risk? I mean, fair is Kevin Nash. But it's just very funny that Kevin Nash took time out of his day. Like, yeah, have a hack do this dumb shit, not her.
He's on one. God bless. Couldn't get a banana. Now he's on the warpath.
Hey, he hadn't eaten all weekend, so, you know.
But he's right. He's right. They should be giving you food backstage. And you know what? I'll call this up too. Steph DeLander at talking about the shows. She said, I've been back on indie shows for 4 weeks and I've already been on multiple shows with zero water backstage for talent. There should be water available the whole show, including for talent and in the main event. Because we don't have Matt Cardona making the indies a better place, someone has to. And then someone pointed out that at some venues in Vegas, the venue was not allowing anyone to bring in water from outside and making people buy the water, even backstage, to be, to be able to drink water at the venue. And if that's true, unacceptable. And I said, listen, you guys know how serious I am about hydration and water and getting water at the wrestling shows. It should be a basic necessity that water is included in the work that you're doing. Leave a bottle for everybody, sometimes 2 or 3 if you're working really hard. Can't just bring this thing around everywhere. Some venues get real up your ass if you try to bring a water bottle in. Luckily, they've gotten a little more lax lately. Oh, by the way, back to the Rhea and EO thing. There's one camera angle from Raw that I'm glad other people picked up on.
Yeah, AJ Lee posted about this.
Where they very much made it look like they were kissing until they went around and showed you the front angle, and they were very clearly not. It's like you are queer baiting everyone with this friendship that you're playing up. It's I'm glad wrestling fans are totally normal and not at all crazy. Anyway, Louis sent a super chat saying he's sponsoring the NWA recap. Are you ready for this?
2.5 stars. Yep. Can't
Here
wait.
we go. Let's go. As always, Louis sends me these on Blue Sky, and I do not read them until I read them to you. So, Louis, here we go. Weekly NWA Power recap time with 3 R's, both at the end of Power and the beginning of recap. I appreciate that you've kept to the branding. We have another 3-way gut check challenge, this time for a shot at the NWA Junior Heavyweight title. Damian Fenrir, Alex Misery, and Ethan Tornado. That's Tornado spelled with Tornadeu. So Tornado.
Oh, that's like they should have gone with 3 R's, like tornado, like power. Missed opportunity.
Maybe it's Tornado. Anyway, with a good mix of size and styles, Fenrir dominated the smaller competitors early before landing awkwardly on his knee. He battles through the injury, wins it with the razor's edge / sit-out powerbomb he calls the lightning bomb. The move rules. 2.5 stars. Sounds like a pretty good match. Maybe it could have been better than 2.5 stars. Who knows? No time to celebrate. Stars. No time to celebrate as junior heavyweight champion Slade comes out and immediately defends his title, takes advantage of the compromised opponent to win by submission. 2.5 stars.
Hell yeah.
Backstage, Page Sisters challenged Serena Vale to a tag match and had stipulations about Vale not challenging for the women's title for a year in exchange for putting up the #1 contender slot. So wait, hold on here. They want to do a tag match where Vale won't challenge for the women's title in a year, but then they have to put up #1 contendership out of this. Okay, that makes sense. Brandon McCord is in the ring looking like early Cape Fear inspired Bray Wyatt. He tells the story of going to Haiti and coming back with a highly questionable, culturally inappropriate voodoo gimmick named Bones with a Z. Bones fights Gags the Gimp. By the way, Gags also with a Z.
Gags is still there?
Apparently, Gags is still there.
Remember Aldous like basically quit because of that gag stuff? He's like, I don't want to do this bullshit. What is happening?
Now he gets to deal with Danhausen on Fridays.
I mean, that's probably, he's not wrestling Danhausen. He's probably going to get gimped by Gags.
God bless. Louis adds oddly good. 2.5 stars between Bones and Gags. Good stuff. PB Smooth, Pretty Boy Smooth, gets a meat match against Kuzo. Hard-hitting, but slow-moving affair with Smooth winning convincingly. Murdoch comes out after and attacks Smooth mid-celebration. I'm sure that will be a thriller. 2.5 stars. I don't know if he's being serious here or if this is there's a little bit of facetiousness in the thriller aspect. Pretty City Express take on Jack Valor and Eddie Grayson in a territory showcase tag match. Valor and Grayson continue to impress and continue to take L's against more veteran competition. 2.5 stars. Main event as Brian Idol and Carnage in yet another No Limits match. Once again, what is a No Limits match? Is this just no disqualification?
There's no limits, Joel.
No
limits. Seems
limits.
pretty self-explanatory to me.
Like the X Division.
Yeah.
All right. It made me say, as NWA, because there's no limits, right? As NWA continues to drop the ball with not having a single no limits soldier involved. Maybe they're building to it, Louis. Who knows? You got to let it build. They must not have the hookup, or they're just not bad about it. 2.5 stars. At the risk of dropping if they keep it up. Thank you, Louis. That's your NWA Power recap.
That's my moment of Tuesday. Louis' NWA recap and the No Limit shout out there.
That's very good. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you know what? I understand it. Matthew Hook saying, I feel like NWA will always just get 2.5 stars. You know what? Eventually, it's going to be better than like other wrestling shows. For example, NWA this week sounds like it was better than WrestleMania Night 1.
Yeah.
What's that at on Cage Match now? Let's take a look.
Probably not good.
Probably not great. I gotta find. This takes forever. WrestleMania 42. There we go. There we go. Saturday, 2.8. So not yet.
Cowards. They should
I
vote
know.
it down.
Yep. Go vote down this on Cage Match so that this week's NWA is better. Take that Gunter match and just start putting the downs. It's the highest match by far. 7.73. The next up is the Jacob Fatu match, 6.14, and then everything just plummets to 4 and under. It's amazing. WrestleMania, baby. AW Dynamite is tonight. Live from Portland, Oregon at the Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
Is that where they're at? Portland.
Yeah, they're Rip City, baby.
Big victory last night against the Spurs.
Yeah, they'll continue the celebration tonight because the new AEW champion, Darby Allin, defends against Tommaso Ciampa.
That should be really fun. Ciampa's going to toss him around and Darby's going to bump like a madman. So
They're the same size.
that'll be good. Yeah, so? No, they're not. Ciampa's a little bit bigger.
Ciampa's thicker, but Darby might be taller, actually.
And Ciampa's going to toss him around. I don't know if there's a person on the roster that just like Darby isn't going to be tossed and bumped his ass off for. Like, that's Darby's whole role.
Fair. It's true. Darby's also going to have a promo, so you will hear from Darby Allin, presumably before the presumed main event for the world title. Will Ospreay takes on his Aussie Open brother, Mark Davis. I'm actually looking forward to this one because
That should be really good.
Dunkzilla will go hard and Ospreay will be Ospreay.
I'm gonna complain tomorrow about Will Ospreay and his neck selling and how he just Supermans up, and that's that. Mark Davis should win.
Mark is going to give him that close your eyes and
Look,
it's not going to do anything.
if Will Ospreay kicks out of that move, I'm legitimately going to be upset. Okay, I'm gonna say it now. I'm gonna get pre-mad about this match. If he hits that and Will Ospreay kicks out, I'm gonna be upset. With a broken neck, he should not be kicking out of that move. I'm sorry, he just shouldn't.
Dunk, I'm here to tell you, do it 3 times. Get him really angry. I won't be here to watch, but I know it'll happen. Mina Shirakawa takes on Hikaru Shida in a match of who is more evil but actually turning, and the answer is not the person you think.
I think it's Mina, so am I wrong?
Well,
Okay.
you're right, but not everyone is.
He needs to pop up like El Clone. If he does, I'm just going to assume it's a bit on me at that point. Of like, yeah, let's do something to piss off Jeremy.
Get Will on the show, Will Ospreay, and have him own up to his.
Ospreay would probably come on the show.
I would love to have Will Ospreay on the show. Be very fun.
I'll be mad at him though. I was like, what are you doing?
I think that's all that's been announced on that show for now.
Yeah,
I'm sure by 2:00 Eastern there will be more added.
Yeah,
but that looks like a fun Dynamite tonight. I'm glad that they're going to start kind of pushing over the people who called out Darby for title shots. So I assume Kevin Knight will be shortly after this.
Why you call him short?
Well, Darby's the short one in this case. Kevin Knight's pretty tall. Where are they next week?
I have no idea.
Why don't you know these things, Jeremy?
I don't keep up with their schedule and where they're at. I barely know where I'm at.
You're at home most of the time.
I don't know where that is.
Fairfax, Virginia. Oh no, that's that's
Fairfax. That's Hangman's Return, right?
I mean, it could be. Virginia is for Cowboys.
Yeah.
the Eagle Bank Arena. Tonight is also a Collision taping, so get ready for that.
Yeah, I knew that
Is
much.
Playoff Palooza, is that the one they're taping after this?
Yeah.
All right, well, have fun.
No.
Is that still Saturday lead-in, or is that a Thursday show?
I'm pretty sure it's a Saturday show.
Just a late night Saturday?
Hopefully not. Let's look at the TNT schedule and see. I'm pretty sure it's a Saturday show. I just don't know like what time on Saturday. I think it's NHL playoffs. No, it's 8:00. It's usual. It's not. There's not even a lead in. Like Meg 2 is on before it.
What a weird. Okay, fine. Playoff Palooza returns Saturday, April 25th at 8:00. Yeah.
I wonder if they're just like doing like because they've just done Playoff Palooza because of the NBA playoffs. They're just like, oh, let's just keep this theme, even though the NBA is not on TNT anymore. Oh,
we don't know which playoffs.
It could be NHL, but then the branding has to change because the branding is definitely basketball coded, not hockey coded. So they'd have to change up the branding if they want to do that.
People don't know the difference.
I mean, true.
Yeah, it's fine. People are talking about the casket match from NXT, by the way. Yes, that was also very fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
NXT as a whole was a fun show this week. Like they introduced
the women's stuff was fun.
Yeah, they introduced Bailey Humphries. She's got a new name now. Michaela, is it?
Yeah, the Jackson Drake date stuff was very goofy, but like goofy and like good NXT goofy.
Yeah, and they did the thing that I kind of expected, which was like the girl who's not conventionally attractive comes up and ends up being like the one that they really like, and she's going to be the heavy for them, and that's fun. It almost makes me think that Blake Monroe's not done just yet. She might have to go down to this new woman.
She got like, put in a casket.
That's never stopped anyone. The Undertaker came back 17 more times.
I guess we'll find out on Friday if she just shows up or not.
Yeah, so on Monday I said I thought JC would be the person, and then they ended up doing Saul, and I thought, okay, fine, it puts over the match on Tuesday for the last woman standing, and I guess then Saul's going to be part of the Raw roster. JC coming up could be Friday. I don't know if she's coming up alone, and if she comes up with a group, is she going to try and confront Jade? Because that's the only other 3-woman team I could think of.
That's 2 heels though. Like you can't.
They could babyface Jade out of this somehow.
I don't think I don't think Jade wants to be a babyface. Honestly.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's gonna happen. I mean, yeah, they don't have any women on SmackDown to like really use. She can confront Jordan.
She could.
Do you know who I just said?
No, you said Jordan and then you froze.
Okay. Oh, that's all I said is she could confront Jordan.
Oh, okay, and then you froze. But yeah,
okay.
She could. I guess we'll find out on Friday what happens.
Yeah.
Is Tiffany and Julia, are they doing that match again? Is that this?
Oh, maybe
this week, and then they're going to take away the U.S. title, and then it's going to be another number 1 contendership match. And what is going on that they keep having to do this? Who's not playing ball? That's my question.
I think they just wanted to like delay it because they don't know what they're doing, which makes sense.
Yeah. Well. They had the promo for Rain Leverkusen, who is now, what's her name? Lizzie Rain?
Yeah, Lizzie Rain. Yeah.
Listen, I had people from not super duper fandom messaging me that promo and being like, who is this? And I'm like, hey, you're probably going to want to pay attention if you're a music fan. Clive Burr from Iron Maiden, legitimately related to this woman. So pretty cool. Yeah. There's a good aura that comes from her, and she's a good wrestler too. So I like the promo that they gave. They're starting to reset the NXT.
Okay. Yeah, it was good. We'll see what happens with her. Yeah, because they're losing. I mean, they're losing Soul. They're probably losing JC. They might be losing Blake. So yeah, you got to get some fresh bodies in there.
I was told Clive Burr, Volib, not Steve Harris, that she's the niece of Clive Burr, the original drummer. That's what I was always told. So
I have no idea. You guys figure that one out.
Either way, she's got a character and she's a throwback, but I think she has the very current proclivities of pro wrestling, which is good for NXT. So I'm going to look forward to watching her debut next week. But yeah, otherwise NXT was a perfectly cromulent show, and if it's not evil in a box, I'm going to hurl negative comments towards everybody.
I mean, same, but my expectation is it's not going to be evil. So
That's fair. It's going to be somebody else. It's going to be the return. It's going to be
I think it's Oka.
You know, it shouldn't be that. It should be the return of Lord Tensai.
No, okay.
Matt Bloom come back.
Yeah.
It's like, sometimes you just got to put all this into your own hands and deal with it. You have to
They put the NXT title on Matt Bloom as Lord Tensai.
That's the ultimate TKO plan right there.
That's like that's like death to the entire promotion. Like, yeah, I don't feel like that's gonna happen.
What's the worst that could happen? Don't answer that. Steve Corino's gonna come out and disband Birthright.
I mean, that's fine. After birth, just Lexus King is the speed champion, so good on him, I guess.
The 4-minute man.
Yeah.
Don't know what his partner says to him, but sure. All right, we got through it. NXT was it was a good show. They've been on not a run of good shows, but this week was a good show.
What was your moment of Tuesday, Joel?
I will give it up to the women in that last woman standing match. I thought that Zarya and Sol Ruka had a story to play. They did a good job with it, and it really sucks that Sol took the header to the table, but hopefully she's okay, and they can keep moving with Sol Ruka and Zarya's stories independently. So good for them. Good stuff.
Mine was Louis' NWA review.
I understand. And
specifically the No Limit reference. Specifically that.
That's true. They were good. I look forward to those. I'm glad that we got to do it this week. Thank you, Louis. Keep doing them as long as the NWA makes you happy. Or this bit, whichever one. We always appreciate it.
The biggest pop on this show is going to be when Louis doesn't give something 2.5 stars.
That's true.
Like, it's going to be such a good setup because it could go on, I don't know, it could be years since he does it. But the moment something gets something other than 2.5 stars, it's going to just be... It's either going to be the worst match of all time or the greatest match of all time. We're just going to have to find out.
Is it going to be a big change, or is it going to be 3 stars or 2 stars?
I don't know. Tune in.
You got to tune in and find out. We'll find out soon enough. Anyway, what's left?
What did we accomplish today, Joel?
Had a great chat with Big Damo, new MLW signing. Learned that he is a light Swiftie. And he loves his Metallica, and he's going to go see them soon. But he has a lot of people he wants to face in MLW. We learned that NXT had a perfectly cromulent show, and finally, the NWA Power is growing, and so is its fan base. Don't ask me who watches them, but they have a TV deal now, so congratulations.
Yeah, they're on Comet.
That like Pluto or what?
It's Comet. I don't know. It's on Sinclair, so...
Why do they all call themselves after space things? Sci-fi, Pluto, Comet, interspecies erotica.
I don't get that channel.
Sorry, that's a Clerks channel. My mistake.
Oh, okay. I think the biggest thing we accomplished today is Nicholas Waugh as a hero, and that's all that matters in the world of the world.
I understand. Tomorrow, Jeremy and SP3 are back. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of hoops. I'm sure there'll be a little bit of Dynamite. I'm sure there'll be a whole
hoops, probably. Cares about Dynamite.
Fair. You know what, by the way, I was going to say, and I could tell you this off air, but I'm not going to. I like that you lead off with the wrestling and then tail into the basketball talk. I like that that's the format you took, and I think that's the way it should go.
That wasn't planned, but okay. Good to
know. That is how I expect you to plan from now on.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, usually we lead off with the basketball, but we just kind of jumped into the wrestling yesterday. All right, fine. We'll do basketball at the end from now on. So everybody don't tune in for the first hour now and then come back for the second hour because that's when the real stuff talks.
That's fine. Oh, apparently Comet has Xena reruns. We like Xena. It's the one she came from who was a piece of shit.
It's Ryan's birthday tomorrow.
Oh. Carrot cake, hey? All right.
Ryan, you want to come on the show tomorrow? Talk some hockey, talk some hoops, talk some not wrestling.
Talk about your birthday? Or are you still on a train? You were on an Amtrak a few nights ago. Did you make it? Are you okay? Is this actually you and not an Amtrak employee who stole your likeness?
Ryan, message me. I'll let you be on the show tomorrow, and we'll sing happy birthday to you or something.
I will try to also sing happy birthday.
SP3 will sing Trouble Trouble, That's Me to you.
That got me yesterday when he started doing that. Oh, he got back today. I hope it was a good trip.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to be on the show tomorrow, message me, Ryan. I'll send you the link.
All right, tomorrow 10 a.m. Eastern. For now, you guys know what the deal is. Leave a thumbs up on the way out. For Jeremy Lambert, you know who he is. You know who I am. Let's all go have some lunch. Ladies and gentlemen, friends beyond the binary. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.